Oh, we're going. And
Whoa,
you're looking at your,
whoa.
we're on, and you're looking at your thing. I just got to click off the stuff that doesn't want me to go live. Why am I looking at your carpet? Whew.
There, I'm trying to turn
Got
that
it.
carpet off here.
Thanks,
Wait,
Dan.
where am I? There we go. Hey, there we go. Live. 15
There we go.
seconds
Oh my
and away
God.
we go.
Guys.
What
Okay,
does
we're
that
live,
tell
guys.
you about the topic, eh? That something out there, some greater power does not want us to be online at this point in time.
Did we manifest this cluster of shit that we just put together?
How do you do that again? Manifest, you know? So
is
look at
that
this,
happening?
Look at that. Good God, someone tell me you can see this and it's not just me and my...
If anybody can see it, wait till someone's actually watching us. Kate, thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Dan. We're done.
Yeah.
Done chitty-chatting.
Perfect.
Let's get my chat going.
Yeah. We love you. There you go.
Chat.
Woo.
Okay.
So what are you drinking? What are you drinking tonight? I've got this good old-fashioned lot number 40.
I decided to treat myself to something since I was doing a very excruciating workout today. This was actually inspired by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I'm just waiting for overlay. Do you want an overlay? Do you want everybody to see the chat?
Sure, why not? That'd be good.
Why not? This is Terramana.
It's tequila. Oh, it's tequila. Okay, yeah.
It is Dwayne Johnson's tequila. It's the best post-workout tequila you can drink.
Damn straight. So you did what? Smelling salts?
Okay, so here's the problem.
I want to see what happens when you take it right now on live. The reaction on your face.
It's in my gym bag, man.
I wouldn't want to go in your gym bag either.
No, it's pretty gnarly in there. No, do we want the overlay? Yeah, let's put the overlay on.
Yeah, sure, why not?
So, how's that work? Can they see the overlay? I got one who's on a hike. She's on her way back. She goes, "I'll be there in a minute."
No idea what people see here. So yes. I pulled it up, and you can see the overlay, and you can see both of us as well. So it's good.
Is it better? Is it okay?
Well, I guess so. I mean, if there's a lot of discussions. Nope, it's direct. It's literally what we're seeing on the screen right now. So we're good.
So it's a gray square next to us?
Yep, you got it.
I don't like that.
Nope, it's gone now.
Yeah, I just took it away. It looks silly.
That's right.
Okay, so note to self. Do not take smelling salts before a heavy cardio run.
Yeah, it's probably not in the good idea box to do.
It's good for a bump if you're lifting, but if that's in your lungs when you're running, I can still feel it. I could smell it when I was running.
Smells like regrets, or what would you say it smells like?
It smells like my lungs are on fire, and do not do that before you run. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure the marathon runners do not smelling salted up.
Man, when I run, again, I'm burning in my lungs just doing a light jog. I don't even think I need any help with that situation.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was impressed with myself without giving up what I was doing. 3 minutes. That's pretty good.
Nice. It's a very quick run over to Dairy Queen.
You know what? The wife and kids went to Dairy Queen right before I went to do my run. And as tempted as it was to have it, I was worried that I might come up when doing what I was doing.
Well, that's a surefire way to get escorted away from the population when that sort of thing happens. So,
yeah, it's good. Yeah, I think that we are a victim to our own bowels at certain points.
Yep.
Especially if you try to work out hard.
I went to Dairy Queen today. We hopped on the motorcycle and away we went.
Well, I'll tell you what. I made the conscious decision. I think I told you about the relatively traumatic event that I had on the bike, right?
Yeah. That was awful.
When I couldn't get back on it. I called Brent today. I said, "Hey, I got to get the old man's bike running again because the stator went."
Right.
And I kind of gave him the Coles notes. I go, "Dude, I couldn't get myself to throw my leg over that thing it's been almost 2 years."
Really? That long?
Yeah. I trailered it back from the coast and couldn't get myself to do it. Yeah. But here's the thing: when you're faced with your own mortality, and I say that without any hesitation, I believed I was going to die on that mountain. Yep. And when the bike broke down, literally at a place called Hope, which is where Rambo was filmed, by the way, First Blood.
Oh, really? Okay.
all that flashed through my head when that happened was I remember seeing Bo in the window crying as I was leaving with a loaded bike. And I thought, oh my God, is that it? Is this it? And when it broke down, I was grateful that it happened. And then I got it back home and I haven't ridden it since. But you know what? It's the only way to get past that stuff is to get back on it. Right. So I called Brent. I said, listen, the old man's bike needs a stator. I said, can you get it to me? I said, yep. I said, I don't care when I get it back. Let's just get that stator done. And then I'll ride it. So,
you know, I think I might have some training wheels if that would help.
You know what I've seen? Have you ever seen landing gear on a bike?
Yes, I have seen that on a bike, actually. Yeah.
It goes underneath the saddlebags and they come down.
Yeah.
You know what? Have you dumped your bike yet?
I did once. Yes.
Yeah, it's not a matter of if, it's
Two
when.
times. Two times.
And you will. Two times.
First time it was just after I had abdominal surgery. I don't recommend hopping on a motorcycle right away after abdominal surgery.
No.
Okay. It was the craziest thing. I hopped in there and I'm just trying to turn. I was like, I can't turn. So I bailed it instead of hitting a vehicle. Right. And then the second time, And the second parked vehicle, it's just, I couldn't turn it. Physically couldn't rotate my body to get that movement. It was such a quick reaction. And the second time I was driving in the construction area, heading to Winnipeg of all places. Mm-hmm. This was in Brandon, like 6 blocks from my house where I lived at that point in time. Yep. And in the construction zone, I'm going down the one lane. And a truck decided it was going to sneak out into traffic, so it pulled out in front of me.
You want me to give you the piece? I might have shared this little nugget of advice that I got from a biker in Sturgis one year. And I was a fairly new rider when I had that red Harley that I had.
Carry a gun?
Not necessarily, but he said, he goes, how long have you been riding? I go, well, I've been riding for a while. He goes, bullshit. And this guy was like, I'm telling you, beard down to his waist and probably 60. And of course I was there because I rode down, met my parents down there. And he goes, where are you looking when you're riding, kid? I go, straight ahead. He goes, well, that's a good way to die.
Yeah.
I go, well, what's that supposed to mean? He goes, where do you think you should be looking? I go, again, straight ahead. He goes, no. He goes, you have an escape route. Always look to the right. You'll survive a ditch. You'll survive a swamp. You'll survive a field. You'll survive a yard. Anything to your left will kill you.
That's a good point. Yeah.
He goes, ditch the bike and you'll live. Yeah. So ever since then, I have always looked to the right, even when I'm driving, because if someone's coming at you from the right, even in an intersection, there's no warning. A left-hand turn you can always see. A right pops out. So I've always looked to the right and looked for a place to escape.
That's good advice.
Well, the guy's he looked like a guy who survived a lot of stuff.
He looked like he's learned it the hard way. Eh?
He's seen some things and done some stuff, I'm guessing. But you know what? Yeah. It's kind of cool to see people that are willing to give advice, and when you're on something where you're so vulnerable, because really you're not, name a vehicle where you're more vulnerable than a motorcycle. There isn't such a thing.
Yeah. Not at all.
There's a good chance you're going to die.
Well, I would rather be on a motorcycle than a bicycle. I'll say that.
Than a bicycle?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Damn it.
Riding a bicycle on the street would be, that'd be not up on my list.
And I didn't buy the gong. I was looking at gongs. That was I'm getting a gong for next show. I'm getting a gong for next show.
Whenever I say something ridiculous, you'll just hit the gong.
Anything that really showcases your heritage, like riding a bicycle on a street.
Well, okay, so right. So, or playing piano or something, maybe, right? Is that another one?
Playing a piano, just doing math for fun.
Math for fun. Nobody does math for fun.
Some people do. My lungs are on fire. Tash was just hiking. Yeah. I just ran a heavy workout, and I made the mistake of taking a hit of smelling salts before I did it, and that's in my lungs, and it's horrible.
I'm really having a hard time figuring out why you thought that was a good idea, in all honesty.
I wanted a little hit of energy. I thought, you know what, this works when I'm lifting. Why wouldn't it work when I'm running?
Well, did it work then?
No. What it did is it made me hate my life for a bit, and it felt like I was French kissing a dragon.
Okay, so what did we learn?
Don't do smelling salts before a heavy cardio workout.
There we go.
The more you know.
There we go.
But maybe
and knowing is half the battle, right?
Knowing is half the battle. But here's the thing: I believe I manifested less than shitty outcome, and I had a great outcome. So I was I was surprised because when they told me my time, like, you sure? Because I screwed up a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, don't touch. I'm like, yeah. She goes, no, but keep going. I'm like, okay. And she goes,
what do you want?
What do you want? So stop doing what you're doing. Stop doing what you're doing and do what you're supposed to do.
It's like, no, stop that. Keep going there. It's like having sex here. Like, come on.
Yeah, stop doing what you're doing. This isn't good.
No, stop. Don't stop right there.
Don't stop. Here's the thing. I went in, believe it or not, with the idea that if I can make it through it, I'm good. Did I expect to have a time that was far better than expected? Not at all. Did I manifest that? Hey, Aaron, how's it going? Did I manifest something there?
Don't forget, you sewered yourself by taking smelling salts. So you actually made it harder on yourself.
I did. It was like I was huffing on a diesel exhaust. It was not a good idea.
So it was a manifest.
How does that work? Is that just your computer? Because I don't even know how to make a heart. Like I suck at everything.
Whenever you say manifest, I'm going to give you a little heart, right?
Every time you say that. So let's dive into this because I'm a bit of a skeptic in something to happen. It's not that simple.
No, like, did you read The Secret, right?
Sadly, everybody did because Oprah told us to.
I think so, and it was a crazy thing, then that movie hit and everyone was like, oh, I'm manifesting everything. And I talked to so many people, and over the years I've heard people go, like, I'm gonna have a fortune, I'm gonna get successful, I'm all these things. Like, what are you doing? No, I'm manifesting it.
It's right up there with vision boards.
I agree. I mean, there's validity, but if you just put them up there and it's like, that's what I want, but never actually do anything, that's a whole other story.
There's the problem. If you don't do the work, it's not going to happen, right? Like, here's the thing. Let's look at, I'm going to be greedy and talk about what I'm doing without saying what I'm doing. So the idea is insane because the odds are stacked against me.
Right.
They are. Right. So,
well,
however,
you're old, you're kind of fat. There's these things, right?
You're not wrong.
Fat anymore. You're not fat anymore, I guess, really.
Dude, I've dropped 24 pounds in the last 16 weeks.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. As a guy who used to be a trainer, I know that I can train my body to do whatever it is my body needs to do.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. I switched it up. That's just training. That's not manifesting a better body. That's not saying, hey, I want to be able to see my abs. That's not manifesting it. That's doing the work to make it happen. If I didn't do it, do I need to be drinking this right now? I kind of feel like I should. But
yes, absolutely. You have to manifest a little bit of a good time. That's a Friday night.
Right. So for me, if the odds are stacked against me, which I believe, I better make sure that I'm better than I would expect myself to be. That's the only way you can make it happen. And
absolutely.
I also am the guy, hey, Polar Bear. I'm also the guy that, did I tell you the story about how I ended up cutting hair?
No, you've never told me that story.
Okay. So I was working for a cell company. It was Cantel at the time. It was Intercanada Communications. You got your phone there, I'm sure. Probably. But it was on Demers. It was stacked. So I was working for, I'm blurry?
Yeah, I thought it was just on my end, but you're a little blurry.
Really?
You're being censored.
Like, is it like blurry? Because I look clear as day on my end.
Yeah, you look a little blurry. So maybe it's because that's clearing up now. Yeah, you must be running some transfer problems there.
Oh, okay. Are we better?
Yep.
No?
Witness protection. No, there we go again. Yeah.
It's blurry.
Yeah.
Hang on, let's try this. No. Really? Why is it doing things on my end that are pissing me off? Yeah, but do I look blurry to you? Are you looking on Facebook?
A little bit, yes. I'm checking it out on Facebook, and you're a little blurry. I would agree with that. I would concur. Oh, you know what? You're not too bad on there. Yes. I'm checking it. No, you're not too bad on my Facebook. Yeah, you're not too bad.
That is bugging me.
I'm always crystal clear.
Worse. Why would I buy a high-end camera like this and have it do stupid things? This is the first time this has happened. We've had issues with
that's not a camera.
we had issues with the restream.
That's your connection. That's going to be your connection.
Weird. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to work on this while
go on with your story. Go on.
So anyway, I was working for Intercanada Communications, which was a cell phone company, and
it went out of business. Cell phones.
It went out of business. So I was trying to figure out what am I going to do with my life, because this is the one opportunity that I had that I could have actually gone on EI and had college paid for. Like I could have taken a trade of some type. And a buddy of mine who was cutting hair at the time, my speed test is good. Weird. Tasha, you're on Twitch. Can you tell me if I'm clear there? It might be.
Don't worry about it. Let's hear the story. Not too concerned.
Okay, crystal clear. Pebbles is up. Okay, back to the story.
Facebook's a little blurry, but whatever. Go to the story. That's the important part.
Who cares? So anyway, the business went out of business. I was trying to find a job. Buddy of mine was cutting hair for a living, and he goes, "Why don't you go to hair school?" I'm like, piss off. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I'd never touched a curling iron in my life. I go, plus I don't have a boyfriend. Like, the only people I knew that were cutting hair were women and gay dudes. And he said something to the tune of, you probably couldn't handle 9 months of hair school. To which I said, the fuck I can't. And then I registered. 90% average, valedictorian. A bit blurry, weird. Valedictorian, and I ended up with a bursary at the end because I had perfect attendance too. So I did it out of spite. 25 years later, I did it out of spite.
What school was that? Like,
it was Classic Hairstyling Academy. It was on 10th Street.
That's old school, eh? Yeah, that's old school.
So I mean, you know what? I don't know why it's going twitchy, why it's going blurry on Twitch. I don't know what the problem is here. Hang on, I'll do this.
Don't worry about it.
Might help. Anyway, so I believe that you can do things, especially if the odds are stacked against you and you're spiteful enough to do it, which might be the driving force to what I'm working on right now. The reality is, the crazy thing is this could happen. That's the crazy thing, right?
Yeah. So we should name your podcast something like that, like Spiteful Encouragement or something like that. Or
I did get livespiteful.com.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah, Live Spiteful. Because I think that, here's the thing. If you do things out of spite, and not in a mean way, but if you tell me I can't do it,
sure as hell going to put a lot of energy into it.
I will do it just to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
And is there anything wrong with that?
Yes.
Why?
Okay. This is my rationalization, because I'm there with you 100%. If somebody told me, no, you can't do that, I'd be like, screw you. I'm going to show you wrong, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it better than you ever thought possible. Okay. And I've done that for a lot of my freaking life. Okay. To the point that it's a test of mine. If I say I want to do something new or something like business or something like that, and people go, that's a good idea, I won't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not a big enough risk. Okay. It's not a big enough risk. But this is where I'm saying it's not good. Okay. And this is one phrase that you'll resonate with, and you'll be like, yeah, it's lonely at the top.
Spitethroughlife.com. I love that.
There you go.
Demers has it down.
There you go. That's the thing. It is lonely at the top, because you've done so much to contrary what other people do. Unless you take somebody with you, it gets pretty fucking lonely trying to prove everyone wrong all the time.
However, is it lonely at the side when I'm standing at the sideline saying, you know what, guys, I told you I could do it. Like there's the side and there's the top.
I agree. Yeah. I'd rather be
like your Star Wars picture. That Star Wars picture was a Christmas gift from my kids. Love it. And the lightsaber, I built that in Disney World, which was, I'm such a nerd. Absolute nerd. I manifested it.
Manifested it.
So when we talk about, okay, let's go back to the secret. We'll get back on track here. When I see people saying I've manifested it, I'm wishing for it. I mean, you can pray for things, you do a lot of things. If I say that word again, I'm gonna get the gong. I need a gong. I so need a gong for every time you do something.
This is your gong. Every time you say that word, someone's gotta do it. Gotta do it.
What's that song that they play whenever you see something Chinese in a movie? Ding, 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 ding,
ding,
ding,
ding, ding, ding, ding, ding.
What?
Why did I know that?
It was probably your lullaby when you were when you were a baby.
I don't even think that's a real song.
I'm sure it is.
Oh, Jesus. That's like,
but
God.
I'm not going to say it because you're going to hit the heart thing. But when someone you can't just wish for things to happen. I mean, we can wish for a lot of things, and we all have these grandiose ideas, which is good. Like, I think that everybody should, whatever the hell you want to do, for Christ's sake, do it. Don't bitch and moan if you don't do the work.
Yeah.
Right. And like, I'm big on journaling. I'm big on writing stuff down, and I'm the opposite way. I will write stuff down and pull the negative out. Like, hey, I got to stop doing this because I keep on doing this and breaking patterns. But the idea of saying, as long as I dream it or wish it or whatever, it's going to happen. It seems like a lazy way to do it.
It is absolutely a passive way. And God, I had a very cool point here, and I don't even know where it is. I'm not going to be able to find it, but it was very much about manifestation. Let me find it.
Check under your dim sum.
Check under my dim sum. God, I'm not going to find it. Probably not, anyways. But it was like, whatever. I'll scan around and see if I can find it. It was a very good perspective on things. So,
but okay, like Pebbles, Polar Bear, we got everybody out there. So tell me something. Have you ever done this where you said, you know what, I'm gonna dream for it to happen. I'm going to manifest this to happen. I'm going to put it out there, and if the universe makes it so, then it's so. Like, do we believe
it's meant to be? It's meant to be, right?
Right. Like, I think that if it's not supposed to happen, it won't. But here's the thing: a lot of shitty things happen to us as well. And now, is that supposed to happen?
You've got that right. Well, yes, that's supposed to happen too. Because I tend to look at it this way. Bad shit is supposed to happen because it teaches us something, right? Now, if something bad happens,
it's supposed to teach you not to get your hopes up.
Did you die?
Mr. Chow.
Right? Did you die?
Not one time in my life. Nothing is bad. Yeah. Nothing bad has ever happened to Brent.
Never. And like, if something bad happens, like,
he's probably never jumped. Hey,
he's never died. Not one time in his life.
But did you die?
Yeah. Like, I got hit with a massive tax bill recently. That's unjustified. It's absolutely unjustified.
What do you mean?
From all accounts, because it doesn't even make sense. Okay, so I got hit with the equivalent of 50% of my GST that I have to pay in addition to my GST. So it's way, like, thousands of dollars more than I'm supposed to. Okay, so that sucks. Okay, but did anybody die? Right. So nobody died.
Not manifested. So, okay, that makes sense.
So you just figure it out. You just move along with it. You're not in jail. You're not dead.
Well, and life's not fair. And I think that's where we also grew up in a time where we know that life isn't fair. We know no one's going to bail us out. No one's going to help us out. Like, if you're fortunate enough to have a partner, like a wife, a husband, or whatever you're married to, and they help you, that's huge.
It is huge.
So you do have somebody in your life that's going to help, but trust me, if you toil your entire life, there's a limit to what people are going to do. Bad things, of course, bad things happen.
I mean, they're supposed to happen. And you know what? Like, this is my generalized theory about bad shit. Okay, and it's a little bit different for men and women. Okay, but I think guys between the ages of late 30s to early 40s, something really bad happens to them. That could be bankruptcy, it could be divorce, it could be some massive health scare. Okay, and people are like, well, that's not good. It's like, well, no, it is good, because it's actually the functional points where everything you've learned up to that point in time gets integrated into who you are. So it's your maturity into the next stage of life. So if you break through it, then you're able to progress into a more mature person, a better you later on. If you don't actually accept it and move through it, you just move back home and play video games in your parents' basement until 3 a.m. for the rest of your life.
Well, separated, yeah. Well, the thing is, right
there we go.
Now,
right.
But I also believe that there are a lot of people who have never encountered any true resistance in their lives.
Right.
Because
Very much.
that blanket has been sitting there for them to land in all this time.
Yep.
So tell you what, if life doesn't suck every once in a while, it's never going to be great. And if you've lived a very, very entitled existence where everything you wanted happened, what happens when that gravy train goes away? Because it does.
I mean, I think we're seeing a lot of that with a lot of the younger generation. And, to be fair, it's probably our fault for wanting to give, like our children a better life than what we had. Now, to be fair, we had a pretty freaking good life because it was given to us again by, our parents, right?
It depends on how you grew up, because like maybe I grew up in a different, like I don't remember asking like for $20. I just wouldn't. Right. So I worked. Like I had my first job at 12. Right. And I was a dishwasher. What movie is that from?
Nobody's. Oh, that's easy. That's from Dragon.
Of course you know that.
Dishwasher. Can always use a new dishwasher.
That's right. But hey, Bruce Lee. But I was always taught that no one's coming to save you. If you dig yourself a hole, kid, you're in it.
Yeah.
And like my parents would never let me completely fall off the rails, right? However,
they don't want you to go to jail.
Right, but they would definitely let me teeter over the edge, realizing how bad I screwed up.
Yeah. But I would say that unless you've teetered over the edge and really kind of taken a peek on the other side, you don't really get a glimpse of what it looks like. So then you're always going to be kind of that little shithead until you realize true consequences for potential actions.
Well, and a little bit of hard times is the sort of thing where maybe there it might be a generational thing where the manifestation thing became very, very popular because everybody was easy. I could sit back and just wish that things will happen and all things are going to get better. Where I think we grew up with the mindset that things aren't going to get better.
Yeah.
Like our expectations were so low.
Yeah.
Survive. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it taught us how to survive. Could you imagine if you could have, you ever play Monkey's Paw?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you make a wish.
Not for a long time. Yeah.
Right. So you make a wish and then the other person has to say the butt.
Yeah.
Okay. So you wish for, I don't know, make a wish to see if I can
$1 million. $1 million.
Okay. $1 million. So you get the $1 million. But you can only spend it on other people.
There you go. Yeah.
So you have $1 million, but you personally can't enjoy it.
You can't buy it on yourself. Yeah.
Nothing for yourself.
Or you have $1 million, but somebody dies for you to get it.
Like the red button. If you press this button, someone's click.
Yeah. Click. Yeah.
Don't hit it. Why not? $1 million. Done.
Yeah.
And there's that.
Or there's the one that's like, you click $1 million, but the catch is the person you hate most gets 2 million. It's like, well, why wouldn't I want 3 million?
I'll take $3 million. I hate myself a lot.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to recommend this to everybody. Terramana. This is Dwayne Johnson's tequila company, and this is the smoothest tequila I've ever drank. It's a sipper. And it's fantastic. If you're not a tequila, some people are so mean, not mentioning any names. But things I'm doing now in life, I'm doing for myself and my family. Don't care about all the negative people think. I just know you're never too old to go back to school and take any courses. I basically completed 8 courses in 1.5 and having 3 small. Tell you what, Pebbles,
good for
that's
you.
Doing
Fantastic.
The work. Like, there's nothing easy about what you're doing.
Yep.
Showing up is half the battle. But the reality is you're doing something that, Pebbles, can I ask you? I'm going to ask you how old you are. Just say over or under 40. Can you do that?
So there's a saying, don't wish for things to be easier. Wish that you were better. And that's what it really comes down to, right?
Those are the pep talks my dad used to be. If I screwed up and say sorry, he's like, don't be sorry, just be better. Yep. If someone gave me $1 million, but you can't ride a motorcycle for 3 years, yeah,
well, you're almost there.
I'm almost there. I got spooked off my bike for almost 2 years. I couldn't throw my leg over it. I had what I considered to be a brush with my mortality almost 2 years ago.
PTSD, isn't it?
You know what? It's literally trauma, which I didn't think I had any of. But that's exactly what it is. I am getting back on it this year. I made the call. I'm going to get somebody to fix the stator, and I will be cruising on that bike this year.
Yeah, great. It's time to go hit. You should do a podcast on the highway, right?
That doesn't sound safe at all.
Well, we just get little cameras viewing there and the microphones and just away we go, right?
We could.
That can't be legal. That can't be legal, though.
I know. Yeah. 42 in June. So she's 42. She's going through courses right now. She's at ACC or Assiniboine College. It's ACC, right? And to balance 3 kids and be later in life to start new, that's hard.
Yeah,
it's really hard.
It is hard.
Like, again, I'm going through something right now.
You don't manifest your way through that sort of thing. You can only work your way through it.
Yeah, you work your ass through it. And again,
straight.
Now, if she didn't think she could do it, there's the rub on that one. If she didn't think she could do it, she would be having a tougher time doing it. However, her motivation is there with those 3 kids, I believe. And she knows she has to do it. So she's going to do it. Right? It's definitely not easy.
It's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard.
No.
Yep.
And
because that was worth it. And it's going to be, you're going to be done it. And you'd be like, holy shit, I can't believe it was that hard. But it wasn't so hard because I did it. I didn't quit.
Well, the thing is, you're also a guy who is an absolute student of your craft, right? You have, and when I've talked about you as far as what you do for work, the way I describe you is I say Jayon is an absolute student of his trade. You're always learning. You're always learning something new, which lots of us stop at about 40. We know what we need to know.
It gets hard, you know?
Of course it does. But it gets boring. Like for me, again, who the hell jumps into something at 48? Am I insane? No.
Yes, and those are the best ones. You know, It's that old Steve Jobs, like that quote, like for
are you looking at the
graduation? Quote? Yeah, graduation speech. It was to the crazy ones, right?
You can't see other people's comments? Really? Hang on, I'll do the overlay. That's why. That's why the overlay is good. Everybody's is that better? Dammers, tell me that you can see it. Say the quote again because I was busy doing something stupid.
Here's to the crazy ones. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs and the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the one thing that you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things, they push the human race forward, and some may seem as they see them as crazy ones. We see genius because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
And I believe that lots of your greatest inspiration comes from, I don't want to say hardship, but if you're the guy that's got the crazy idea to do something, and I mean, you see me with some pretty crazy ideas.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Push through it. I mean, you know why it's crazy? Because no one else thought of it. And once you come up with it, suddenly it's a good idea. And again, ideas that I've had aren't dead. It's just that I've got other shit in my life right now. So why don't people do the things that are so out there? Like, okay, Jay, if someone said, hey, you are going to, she's like 6 classes left. Holy shit. Good on you. Like that, getting to that end goal is something that
most people don't get to. Most people never complete anything in their lives, and that's why we are where we are.
Well, people don't see the end, right? They see what's in front of them and they're pissed off. Like, again, or if you're looking at what you're working on right now and you get through that, then the next step is the next step. And if you can get through those next steps, and suddenly you're done. Like Pebbles, you're done because I believe you worked at every step as it came along. Like if you overthink the future, which some people do, like I'll tell you right now, what I was doing tonight, I was overthinking it. And someone stopped me and said, Quentin, stop worrying about what the next thing is. Do what's in front of you, then do the next thing in front of you, then do the next thing in front of you. And I did, and I did, and I did. And first of all, we have to listen to the instructions of people that have done this stuff. Secondly, learn. Like Richard, who's the guy from Virgin? Richard Branson.
Yep.
Love his quote. If somebody offers you an opportunity and you don't know how to do it, just say yes and figure it out.
Yep.
Like Pebbles,
exactly.
in Pebbles, you're gonna get a job opportunity that's gonna come up and you will not know how to do it. You have the training, but you're like, oh God, am I ready? Just say yes and learn and do it, because otherwise we have these what ifs. Why didn't I do it? What if I would have? And if you can live your life without thinking about that what if, like why, if I would have done this, would I be happier? You should be proud of yourself.
The best thing I heard about this is procrastination is the North American pastime. Okay. Because we put things off.
I'll have to get around to reading that one day.
That's something that I did. Yeah, exactly. That's something I did a lot because I always wanted to write a book basically on rehab and everything like that. But when I finished school, I was like, I don't know enough to actually start doing it yet. So I need to learn more. So I learned more. I still didn't feel like I knew enough. Eventually, now here I am 21 years in, and I've got all this knowledge to do something. And I've realized that nobody cares. Okay. Because it's too much knowledge. They want little small pieces. So it needs to be going back to the basics. Because otherwise it's too complex.
Well, and the world has gone into 60-second clips, right? Like the reality is anything longer than a minute, no one's watching. You said you said you saw 13 seconds on runtime on videos. Who's looking at that for 13 seconds?
That's amazing. That's double, like that's double my standard Instagram view and almost 3 times my standard TikTok.
It is a first world thing.
So yeah, it is.
Well, and again, when you have the idea that if I really close my eyes and I hope and I hope and I hope and I hope and I hope,
yeah,
I guess if you put yourself in the path, maybe that's where manifestation comes. It's like if you quit, I use quitting smoking as the manifestation that works. If you tell everybody that you quit smoking or that you're quitting, you're going to quit because everybody around you expects you to be not smoking.
Expecting you to. There's a certain accountability,
right? And so, I think. Go ahead.
Here's the fun thing, okay? If you want to talk about manifestation, like this is kind of similar to what your story was when it came to you going to barbering, right? So I had no idea what I was going to do.
Right.
Okay. And I still remember the day I was chopping up freaking chickens for chop suey.
Okay. Of course.
And had no idea what I wanted to do. And in that day, I had 2 friends that I hadn't seen in years walk into the restaurant. Okay. Completely unrelated to each other. They didn't know each other at all. Both of them were massage therapists.
Really?
So I saw them at the front. I went up. I was like, hey, bud, what are you up to? You know, one guy, one girl. And they said, oh, I'm a massage therapist now. I was like, well, that's interesting. That's really, really interesting. So I started looking at it a little bit more, right? Now, at the same point in time, I'm going, single dad. I have no money. How am I supposed to do this?
Right.
At that point in time, I'm working out at the gym. I meet a guy there, right? And we start talking. We start working out, and we start hanging out just a little bit, okay? And I kind of explained what I'm looking at and what I'm going to do, and he goes, "Oh, are you serious? That's great. You need to do this." So he literally pulls out a piece of paper from the government of Manitoba, okay, for the education retraining. Full subsidized grant. Okay. So because I was a single parent and on EI, I can get fully subsidized for my education. Okay.
Really?
So yeah. Now that's creepy. It gets creepier. Okay. So had the talk with the guidance counselor about this, got approved for it. Okay. Got the money. Never saw that guy again.
Really?
Never saw him again. Gone from my life.
Do you know him?
No, I couldn't even tell you his name. We hung out a few times. I knew him a little bit, knew his name, but I don't remember it. But I never saw him again, ever.
So maybe things get put in front of you for the reason. Maybe it's the same as the right person.
Right.
Oh, hang on a sec. Here we go. I've put all your dreams in one hand and shit once a month for a year. Which hand fills? If you put all your dreams in one hand and shit once a month for a year, which one hand fills first? Well, you're not.
I'm having a hard time getting in full interpretation
It's
on that one.
say it in a very okay. Tell you what, can you do us a favor, John?
You can dumb that one down a little bit.
Do it in read it in a very Chinese accent. It'll sound wise.
Yeah. Can you squint?
If you ask your dreams with one hand and shit in 1 month for a year, which hand fills first?
It's Confucius say so.
We're
dreams in one hand and shit once a month for a year. Which hand fills first? Isn't that true? It is a gross analogy, but for a lot of people, they have dreams, okay, and dreams. If you a goal without a plan is a dream, right? We can agree with that, right? A dream without any energy is a just must be nice sort of thing.
Whenever I hear must be nice, I say I agree. The harder I work, the nicer things get. When someone says, "Oh, must be nice,"
yes.
Yeah, the harder I work.
It is nice. I'll wave at you when I see you next time, right?
Yeah, like hang on. Pebble's saying she's graduating the same time her 41-year-old mother's graduating. That's super cool. Don't be sorry, but you're right. Here's the thing, Brent. You're right, because people have so much negativity in their lives. We fill our cup full of shit, and we expect the dreams to balance out. So it also comes down to who are you hanging out with? Do your friends support your ideas? And if not, then don't hang out with these people. Because I'll tell you what,
you got the wrong friends.
We all have a good group of friends. That's fair. However, lots of people that we know are very
negative, toxic,
or
shallow-minded, narrow.
You could say that. I was going to say very content with what they have, and they believe, why would you do more?
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that. But I mean, Jay, if you weren't doing what you were doing today, what would you be doing? If for some reason massage therapy became a dead art, what would you be doing today?
Oh, well, that's simple. I mean, just had a rug pull on that one, so I'd be doing network marketing. But I mean, to flip it, I just had that company close down too. So
that's
I'm literally with that conversation. So the question is, and people have asked me like, oh, you gonna do something different, or you just gonna call it quits? And it's like, why would I do something that I don't want to do because something stopped or ended? That's not the end of something. It's just what it is.
Well, and I think if you do something long enough, there's two roads that people go on. One, if you do something long enough, you're going to get good at it. And if you're good at it, there's no way you can hate it. If you're good at something, then you take pride in it. Right?
Yep.
Now, the reason that I have my chair and that I'll never give up my chair is because it doesn't feel like work. I love hanging out with everybody.
Yep.
That's why I still have the chair. But if you hated your job and you stayed at that job, even if you were very good at that job, if you wake up every day dreading going there, why are you there?
Exactly.
You could do more because you're insanely good at your job.
Yeah. Why do people stay? Because there's one reason. It's the golden cage, right? That's it. It's just, like I want to leave my nice cushy job that comes with a pension, but it's got the pension. I don't want to lose it. Well, newsflash, you won't lose it. You still get it.
You still get it. You just get less of it. That's fine. That means you're not there for 30 years. Here's the thing. If I was in a career where I'm in it for 20 years and I've still got to do another 8 to go and I've hated it for the last 5, why?
I'd be done. Done.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
No. And I think that myself, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy my life. If something else came up that was an exciting opportunity that would change my life, I would take that. Why wouldn't you take it?
So I had a conversation with this with the guy in the gym. We were talking about that, and I was saying, how my wife was a nurse for 17 years, okay,
right,
and couldn't do it anymore, so she quit. Okay,
right.
So she quit. She went to massage therapy, took 3 years of schooling, was off work for that period of time. We had no EI really at all. Like there was no EI, that sort of thing. And she walked away. She completely walked away and went to massage therapy. And the guy that I was talking to, he goes, "I like my job." Okay, so I don't think about that. But not everyone can do that. And I said, "Why?" He goes, "Because not everyone has the financial means to be able to walk away from the job to change their career." And I said, "Bullshit." And he goes, okay, why do you say that? I said, because anything worth doing comes with a sacrifice, and you always make it work. If it
Right.
means that much to you, you find a way to make it work.
And that's what Brent's saying. It's hard to leave the money that pays the mortgage. However,
It is.
and I agree with that. There's a big risk there. However,
So do I. I completely agree.
There's another job that will pay the mortgage as well.
Yeah.
Okay. There is another opportunity that will pay the mortgage. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's a matter of talking to your bank and saying, hey, here's what I'm looking at doing. I'm looking
Yeah.
at changing careers. And if you've been in good standing with your mortgage and your bank, and you say, listen, I might have to ask you for grace on like a month or two. Can we do that?
Yeah.
The answer will always be yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
As long as you're not going into something like you're gonna start a gerbil farm, they'll be like, okay, like how?
Yeah, there's rational ways to do things, and there's the emotional ways to do things sometimes. And we all know that girl who decides she's going to eat, pray, love her life into existence, and go study yoga and train budgies or something. Okay.
Right. And
Well,
hope
it
she
might be
marries well.
hard. Yeah, it might be hard. Just gonna say, I mean, if you go for it,
Yeah,
go
please
for
do.
it, but don't be too upset if you find out it's hard, right?
What would be if money was no issue? Let's go with that. If money was no issue, what would you do all day? What would your job be?
What would
You have to have a job. You have to do,
Yep.
you have to serve, or you have to serve a purpose that pays you money, but money's not the issue. If you just said, I'm going to do something that I've always wanted to do, what
Yep.
would it be?
That's isn't that a hard question? But if
I know
you
my
could do
answer.
anything, so do I. And I would be teaching people the basic skills of entrepreneurship, how you can actually set yourself free by just learning what some of the skill sets are.
Okay. That's fair.
Because it's very doable, it's very actionable, right? But people are very scared of it. And as a result, we pay way too much taxes when we should be paying less. And you know that as a private contractor because you're self employed and you have your own
Of
personal
course.
business, the amount of stuff that you could write off and contribute to your lifestyle or your kids' lifestyle or roll over into investments is insane. And
Bro,
people just don't realize that.
I'm going through my taxes right away, and it's like my expenses are, people don't understand the expenses that you have in any kind of business.
Yeah.
Brent, I'm going to tell you this right now. You can write about sports.
Yep.
You don't even have to write about it. You could do what us two
Yep.
dipshits are doing, and you could do exactly what we're doing, and you could live stream on it. Trust me, if we can do this and we have somebody watching, you can do that.
You're going to have
100%.
somebody watching too.
Absolutely.
You don't have to spend full time doing it. You don't have to do it. You can do these things on a very part-time basis, a few hours at a time, and build momentum. You don't need a full replaceable income. You can do something that you enjoy that gives you better enjoyment in your life as a whole and start amping it up and make small amounts of money that grows.
Well, and what if what you're doing that you enjoy is actually helping your business? There's that too. Like, here's the
Exactly.
reality.
Yes.
I do a lot of, we know you. You can 100% do exactly what we're doing. 100%.
Yeah.
Trust me. I have a very limited skill set. One, I make stupid videos on TikTok. Two, I lift heavy shit. That's my skill set. And I also work. But I mean, we're talking about my professional career versus this. I don't bring a lot to the table, except for the fact that I can do this.
But we also sell ourselves short. Okay, because if you were to take a 30-year-old you, okay, visualize who you were at 30 years old, okay, what would you pay to be where you are, to speed up your life 10 years, to have what you have right now 10 years earlier? Your success, your finances, maybe the wife, the love of your life, the kids or the happiness, all these things. If you could cut down the amount of pain that you would have to go through to get there, what would you pay for that?
If there was a price tag on it?
Yeah.
I don't think there's, I think that, would I pay to make my life easier if I could rewind 10 years and get 10 years back?
No. What would you pay something to learn everything quicker without having to do the direct suffering yourself?
Okay, I get it now. So if I could have known, even you have to go back further than 10 years, but if I went back and could not make the mistakes that I made earlier, I would have easily given up everything.
Yeah.
To get back that time. But we
I'd
can't
buy that
do
for
that.
$1, right? I'd buy that for
I'd buy it.
$1.
I'd buy it.
But we can't. But younger people can, because they can learn from our mistakes.
Well, and I also think that we develop as people where we end up in places that we didn't expect. So again, going back to manifestation, I think that we take
Oh.
do your heart thing. Oh, it's not working.
It's not working.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
I think that we have a path that we get ourselves on, even if it's not by our own choice. Okay.
Yeah.
I have gotten, and not that I use it, I do not use my silliness on social media or TikTok for business. However, I have gotten more business by being myself.
Yeah.
Doing my videos and doing that, where people say, you know what, I get you. You're not a one-dimensional. Here's this house, and we're gonna look at this, and what are 5 steps to blah blah blah. You know what? No, here's what I am. Here's what I'm about. And there are people that deal with me because I've got I'm a genuine guy, right?
Yeah.
Now, is it a caricature of myself? Sure, it's a couple more exclamation points on me when I say something.
Of course it is, because we can choose to be who we want.
Exactly. So
why don't we live life that way, right?
I think that we should take ourselves seriously, because we all have responsibilities. However, I think that we limit ourselves to what we worry. We worry about what people are going to think about us. We worry about what our coworkers are going to think, and we got to stop that.
There's the 2 things that we're worried about the most, right? The first one is, the what would other people think? The fear of the judgment, the spotlight effect, right? Like that everyone's going to be looking at us and judging us for our actions or mistakes or missteps or whatever it might be. And then the other one is imposter syndrome. They're going to find out that I'm a fake, that I'm not qualified in what I'm doing, right? That I really am not as smart as I think I am, that I don't really know these things.
I'm definitely dumber than I think I am. There's no doubt. Curtis, which one are we talking about? I know which Curtis.
There's a few Curtises, right? So, but here's the thing: you're not dumber than you look, or whatever you want to say, because you've walked the walk, right? You've talked the talk and walked the walk.
I've seen
a lot of people will talk it, but they won't necessarily do it. So when you actually have that, you've put the skin in the game for so long, you've got a certain amount of street cred that nobody can take away from you, because it's just backed, it's certified, right?
Yeah, like I've made the mistakes and I've got the scars to prove it, but I've walked through it, right? I've dealt with it. I've licked my wounds and kept on going. Now, I'll rewind for a second. Now, I believe 100% when you said you'd be teaching people about doing what to do. Yes, I know which Curtis is. Does Curtis have a dog? If it's that Curtis, is it Curtis and Mike Curtis? It's probably Curtis and Mike Curtis. I believe when you said you'd be teaching people about what you're an expert in, what do you think I would be doing if I wasn't doing what I was doing?
You really like doing TikTok, okay? And you like sharing stories, but I don't think that's what it would be. I think realistically, you'd be doing some sort of mentorship to people who kind of need the assistance. I don't mean like a counselor or something like that, but you would be, that wizened old mentor, or the elder that people go to. It's like, I've got this question, can you help me solve it? You'd be like that guy in the board of directors that, they go, okay, this is the problem that we have. We need to game plan a solution. What is it?
Really? Like a consultant?
Right? There you go. Exactly. So it's not even necessarily
cross-legged up on the top of a mountain kind of guy.
Well, you could do a guru, I guess, but the same thing. It's not necessarily like, do this. This is the right thing to do. But it's like, here is my feedback from what I have seen, and you can facilitate things very well.
I believe that I could. That's happened numerous times in my chair where people have an issue or a topic, and I talk them through stuff, and it's the shittiest counseling you're going to get. But what are you going to get for $25? But I
You
do
should be
believe
charging $250, same as a counselor,
I should.
right? So.
Did you know? I'll tell you something funny. I got certified as a life coach.
You should be. You've got to get a reverend as well, then, so you can be a reverend life coach.
Here's what I did. So during COVID, it was illegal to give haircuts, right?
Right. Yeah.
Counseling,
that's why we were all scruffier than hell.
Counseling was allowed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And guess what? There isn't really a body that polices life coaches.
You're correct. Yeah.
I got certified as a life coach with a couple clicks of a mouse. So if I were
how hard was the course? Like, in seriousness,
it's like 100 questions.
Are you serious? And they just gave it to you? Did you have to print it out yourself?
Yeah, I printed it off myself. So I don't know what to do.
Was it like who was it like the Jack Black School of Life Coaching or
pretty
something?
Much. It didn't matter. All I needed was to have a certified. I just needed to be certified as a life coach. So if I ever got in shit for giving a haircut, I'd say this is actually a counseling session. This is how I do it.
Yeah,
I have a certificate and everything. I don't know where it is, but I got one.
You should just do that. Get a haircut and get your problem solved too, right? That's old school barbering, though. That's old school barbering, just right up with old school bartending, right?
It is, but here's the thing. I'm going to throw you for a loop. When I said if I could do anything and it wasn't doing what I'm doing,
right?
If I had this is what I would be doing. I'd have a food truck. I shit you not.
A food truck? What type of food? Pierogies?
No, you know what? I'd had this idea that I'd have kubasa and pierogies like on a skewer, then you like squirt the sour cream on it.
That's smart. Yeah.
Right. But I would do hot wings. Good. Yeah, like I'm a big hot wing guy, and it has to be a Ukrainian Cajun fusion.
Ukrainian hot wings, just drizzled in vodka.
Pebbles, where's my barbershop? This is interesting. I'm sitting in it.
Yeah. So you can't tell people where it is officially because it's like a speakeasy of barbershops.
It's like Fight Club. I have a private shop.
That's what you should be calling it. You should be calling it the speakeasy. There you go.
What, the podcast or the
barber shop? Just the speakeasy. You only get in if you know where it is.
I called it Q's Barber Garage on my taxes, but yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
It's at my place, and my studio is in the back and my barbershop is right there. So I mean, if I were to turn my camera, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, like
there you go.
Yeah, I've got a full-blown barbershop at my place and
your studio.
And my studio. And I've been doing that since COVID. COVID was I was doing black market haircuts.
That's great. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that the people that I had, for the most part, the first clients that called me were cops.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, is there any chance I can get trimmed up? Like, sure. Why not?
Yeah. Or am I going to be arrested when I complete this? I
had a wedding once. A client called me up. He was getting married, and I shouldn't mess with my camera. Yeah, it's mine. So I had a client who was getting married, and he asked me if I could. Totally black market. So there was that rule during COVID that made total sense that you could have up to like 6 people on your property, whatever it was, outside. Oh my God, why did I mess with my camera? So the way I did it was I said, okay, you guys are all going to sit outside and here's a 6-pack of beer. If anybody asks, you're here drinking. And I was sneaking one haircut in at a time and cleaning this guy up for his wedding.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
But I mean, no harm, no foul. And it was fine. I was a busy guy during the pandemic.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to throw this up because I was eating some food, and if people here are listening and you haven't been over to Shawarma Queen, delicious.
I had lunch there today. I called Kelsey. I'm like, because I needed actually to get some carbs in my system today, and I called her up and said, hey, you want to go for lunch? So yeah, we went to Shawarma Queen, and it's always good. The food's always fantastic. And Kyle, again, I'm still blown away that his name is Kyle.
He's top notch.
And he's grateful that you're there. There's
Yeah.
nothing better than a restaurateur that is so, thank you for coming. How was everything? And not annoying, but just really genuine. Like I love eating there because of him.
He knows everyone's name. Everybody.
He does. And he even pronounces mine right.
Exactly.
And I fill up on the lamb. Oh God, I love the lamb.
Oh, that's what I'm eating right now. Lamb shawarma. Just oh, so good. I got tzatziki and a little bit of the garlic sauce on it with hot sauce. It's killer.
I can chow down that all day. So okay, so if you
Shawarma Queen, go to Shawarma Queen. It's
Shawarma Queen.
shawarmaqueen.air.com.
It's fantastic.
Just tossing that out there.
So going back to what we were talking about, let's get back on the rails here. When it comes to, if I wanted to have a food truck, I could have a food truck. If you wanted to teach about marketing and that, you would. Why don't we do it? Because we don't want to give up what we have.
It's the golden cage.
It is a golden cage. Yeah. Do I think a food truck is a ridiculous idea? It would be nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also know that it's not going to make me a pile of money. Like, it's a very fickle thing to have. It'd be cool to have, but it's a very fickle thing to have.
It'd be so cool. I never told you, like, my wife and I were in California. We went to Speakeasy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And while we were there, we were chatting, and our kind of what we were thinking for the perfect retirement idea for us, okay, was to open a speakeasy in Brandon. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'd be down with that.
So if people don't know what speakeasy is, it's a Prohibition era bar. So it is literally what we did was we had to get reservations and we got a secret password to get in. Okay, they gave us a secret code word. So we go over to the restaurant because it's another restaurant. Okay,
right.
We go up to the bouncer and they go, "Do you have a reservation?" Yeah, this is our name. Okay, come with me. They take us to the back room. Okay, back behind the restaurant into the dingy little pool hall. Okay, through back nondescript door, cinder block building.
Yeah.
And they take us to the back where there's a little phone booth. Okay, it's from the 1930s. Literally, it's a phone book from the 1930s. You know, like you speak into the mouthpiece and hold the other one up to your ear.
Yeah.
Okay, they're really little cramped thing, and he motions after you. Climb in. So we both squeeze into this little phone booth, and he goes, "Do you want a picture?" And we're like, "Absolutely want a picture." So he takes a picture of us in the phone booth. Okay. And gives the phone back, and he goes, "Okay, there's a little button that's flashing there. Press the button, pick it up, and you speak the password into it." So we press the button, it buzzes on the other side of the wall. We pick up the headpiece, and we're talking to it. The person goes, "What's the password?" Okay, so they speak the password. He goes, "Okay, 1 second." You hang up again, and all you hear is a click, and the back door of the phone booth swings open into a 1930s bar.
See, that is cool. And I believe that the idea of a private bar is not a bad thing.
No. So live jazz, drinks, everyone's in suspenders, 1930s and everything. So we're saying that we're like, this is what we want to do. So, but what would you do for a front? Okay.
Shawarma.
No, that's too much attention. So our thought process of a front would be a small, kind of local motorcycle garage, just where you can go and you tinker with your garage. You need to do an oil change. You go in there, you book it, and you do an oil change. You want to go for a drink, you turn the wrench, and the door opens.
Hang on, I got one for you. An arcade, 80s style arcade.
Oh, there we go. That's good.
80s style arcade,
right behind the Mortal Kombat. Right.
Yep. What's the password? Finish him.
Yeah. Finish him.
But here's the thing.
You gotta be like up, down, left, right, just to open the door, right?
BABA start. But that is such a great idea. But here's the problem. I love the idea. Hell, I would partner with you on that.
Yeah.
But you'd have so many people saying, "Well, why can't I go there?" Because you're an asshole. That's why.
Yeah, because we don't like assholes. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not because you're this or that. It's because you're a dick. I don't want you there.
Yeah. So
my God,
we realized when we were there.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be great. The one thing we realized when we were there was They don't care about code. We went in through a phone booth. What do you?
So
Am I Superman? So what do we do if you're in a wheelchair? They don't care. You don't come in.
no, you can't come in. We don't allow them. Put
Right?
$1 in the laundry machine at a laundromat.
Oh, there we go. Right. So,
Jayon, you know a thing or two
in
about
the Asian
laundromats.
laundromat, eh? So, geez, but like they down there, they don't care about code at all.
No. But here's the thing.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
But my guess would be if there was some guy who really wanted to be in there that was in a wheelchair, they'd have a door for him. They'd get him in.
They'd get him in. They'd get him in. Absolutely. But it's also not going to be like front and center because you destroy the ambiance. Instead of having a little 1930s phone booth, it's like, God, you'd have like a meat freezer or something to get it in, right?
Hey, Adam, your earbuds rubbing on your beard, pal.
Yeah.
But I think that if you had, there's nothing wrong with private. Like,
back for that. So
here's the thing: when it comes to private, like the reality is, my shop is private. If I don't know you, you're not coming in.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Yep.
And I don't need to hear anybody bitching about it because guess what?
Whatever happened to the right to refuse service?
I've got the right to refuse service all day long. And if you don't want to be here,
exactly,
I'm okay with that.
Yep, I'm fine with it. I'll survive. You know, if you want to go file human rights complaints, okay. I mean, like, obviously you wanted to fight because I'm really not that cool.
No.
Nobody wants to hang out with me.
Trust me. Ask anybody that knows me. Nobody wants to hang out with me.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like all of a sudden you've got some blue-haired person in a wheelchair wanting to hang out. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not cool.
It's, you know what? We've gotten past the point of being able to choose what you want. Like, if my business idea is this, yes, I want to make sure that it's accessible to everybody. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, if you're in a wheelchair,
of course, yes.
However, if you're a dick, I don't want you there, and I'm going to say no.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, Molly, how you doing?
I'll gladly carry whoever wants to come into my little speakeasy if they're not a dick.
Here's the thing.
If you're going to start some stuff, no, I'm sorry. We don't allow dicks.
You know what I like about my place is that nobody knows this is here unless you're here.
Yeah.
And
what do your neighbors say?
They don't give a shit.
Like, do they care?
No. I have one neighbor that finally a year ago decided he was going to come by. And he started booking in with me. I'm like, yeah, sure. They're like, you're my neighbor. Why wouldn't you come by? Like, you're welcome here.
Exactly. Have a drink, you know? Like, why the hell not, right?
But I think that if you're speakeasy, like, there's the thing. It's not about manifesting it and making it, dreaming that it's going to happen. That's a real thing you could do.
Yeah.
And you have enough people that would be in on that.
I've got to talk to a real estate agent or something.
I know a guy. You know? I know a guy, but you know what? Yeah. If you said, hey, I want to build this, there are so many places you could do it where nobody would even know that it's there.
And the best thing is it has to be industrial. If you're going to put a motorcycle garage there, invite only motorcycle garage, that's perfect.
One of the coolest things that I did was in Vegas about 4 years ago. We went to the Saw escape room.
Okay.
Now,
like the movie Saw.
Yeah. The movie Saw. And this thing is licensed by Lionsgate. Now, here's the great thing about that. You get the address. The building doesn't say Saw. It doesn't say shit. It doesn't say that it's an escape room. It's an old meat packing plant.
What?
In the industrial area of Vegas. And I'm like, is this the right place? And we get there, and there's this security guard named Shady. And as you guys are here for the tour, I'm like, I guess. Now, he's clearly an actor. And he takes us through into this. It's like the old Burns plant. Exactly what you're thinking is what that is. And we go in there and like, okay, guys, you're going to go through and here we go. And then someone does the whole, here you're in the Saw experience or whatever, but you wouldn't know it from the street at all that's what that is. And we get in there, dude, and it is like you're in a Saw movie. Everything is 100%. Like somebody had to get into a furnace, lock it, so the black light would show the clues as to how the hell we get out of there. Like Kelsey crawled underneath a conveyor belt with pigs hanging to get the key to this door. It was so cool, but you would never know that was there. If you drove by it a million times, you would not know that was there. That's cool. And a speakeasy would be super awesome because what is it? I don't know. It's an arcade.
Yeah. And it's closed. It's never open.
It's never open. It almost sounds like a mafia front.
Exactly.
But again, what holds us back from doing this stuff? What holds us back from the craziest ideas that 100%? Oh, turn into. I'll tell you what. If anybody's curious, look up the Saw escape room in Vegas. It is insane, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Escape room in Vegas. Oh, there it is. There it is.
It's nuts. But
it's right by a sliced pizza.
We never noticed a pizza place if it was there.
Yeah. I don't think you would be too traumatized to think about it. So
it was super fun, man. Like the actors that were in there. We had this one guy that joined our crew, like because I now think that anybody that joins our 8 people, someone must be part of this. This one guy showed up and he was just in there, and then he gets nabbed by the person in the pig face. It was nuts.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, you got somebody else that was a nobody too. That's cool. That August 15th that comes out. I'm really looking forward to it. I get to take.
Were you in two?
I'm in both of them. I didn't die in the first one, so I'm in the
second.
Really?
You survived. Yeah. That's good.
August 15th, it gets released.
You look dead.
Here's the thing. I didn't die on camera. I got called in on Halloween to do a scene. Yeah. So I'm dead, but you wouldn't notice that's me. Yeah, we're gonna go see it at the theater because the kids can finally see it. Because everything I've been in has either been on CTV.
Wait a minute, you're gonna take your kids to that?
Oh, they watched the first one for sure.
Oh, that's great. I thought I was the only one to let my kids watch things like John Wick or something.
Tell you what, our Kelsey was away for a week. Right, Molly? That sauce, it is so much fun. Like I can't explain how cool it was to do it.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It does look cool. It's up to 40% off today too. So.
Oh, nice.
It's too bad. Really.
It is.
So you let your kids watch these shows.
Oh, Gage has watched.
What's the most traumatizing show they've ever seen?
Well, Gage, because I'm such a horror nut, he's watched, I believe, all of the Nightmare on Elm Streets, all of the Friday the 13th. Here's the thing. Because I've done some movie stuff, they know that these are actors and it's makeup. Like I talked about Psycho Killer and I said, listen, we were sitting there eating gushers between takes and the killer's right there and he's 6'9". They understand that. So when Lazarus Effect was a really good movie. Gage will watch the behind the scenes and then watch the movie. So he gets it.
That's right.
He actually wants to do
there's got to be something that scared him. There's got to be something that scared shit out of them.
And they're going to Camp on a Comeback this year. I said, you're going to watch Friday the 13th before you go, kid. Just refresh your terror.
Have fun swimming.
Yeah.
What movies scared the shit out of
them? Bo gets scared with everything. She's not into it. Gage, nothing, because we're both watching. I like horror. He gets that it's actors. So as long as he understands that, there's nothing wrong with it. The scariest movie. What scared him? I think that it was early. It was like Goosebumps. Goosebumps spooked him.
Jack Black.
Yeah, but
Jack Black. Yeah.
The dummy, the dummy. That's
Jack Black scared my girls. They didn't want to see the scary guy.
Oh, really?
They didn't like Jack Black.
Children of the Corn. Children of the Corn is a good movie.
Weird.
There's only one movie that I have a tough time watching because it scared the shit out of me as a kid. And the remake was perfect. The Amityville Horror.
Yeah.
Because that house still stands in Long Island. There's based on some truth. And Ryan Reynolds actually did a remake of it, and it is perfect. It is.
I heard he did actually a fantastic job on that one. So
now, as far as inappropriate movies that we've watched, Kelsey was away for a week. She went to Cabo like 2 weeks ago, and I thought, hey guys, if you want to watch this, why not? I realized that it was way worse than I remembered, but I was already in it. So I'm like, we watched Ted and Ted 2. My kids
Ted 2, eh?
My kids are now 10 and 11.
Right.
A little much. I'm hoping they didn't understand the references to some of the filthy humor that was on it, but it was hilarious.
Yeah. So my girls were horribly traumatized by this one show. Okay. And like they were young, the little girls at that point in time. It was during COVID, and they were. I had just pulled them out of the bathtub, so I wrapped them in towels. Okay, threw them on the couch, and I put on a show for them to watch. I threw on the most traumatizing show they've ever seen in their lives. Right?
Is it Never Ending
And
Story?
no, well, that one, yeah, no,
I know.
they weren't traumatized by that one. Surprisingly, I don't know why. Something's wrong with kids nowadays. But all I heard was a yelling, a screaming, and a stamping. Okay, I run back into the living room. I've got my two little girls, buck naked, slamming their feet on the ground, screaming and pointing at the TV. Ah!
What were they watching?
Homeward Bound.
Oh, Christ.
The porcupine. Where the dog gets
Oh,
all the porcupine
yeah,
meat
yeah, yeah.
quills. They were screaming and crying and snotty, and they're stamping their feet, and they're going, the puppy, the puppy, the puppy. I've never seen a reaction like that in my life.
So that's not your horror slasher thing. They felt so bad for the dog. Like, who is it? Pebbles' daughter loves It, and she's 12. It is creepy as fuck.
I couldn't watch that one when I was a kid.
The new one's worse. The new one dude. Here's the thing. I can watch any kind of horror movie, but damn it, when I see a kid get offed, I have a tough time with that one. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But it's harsh.
Did you see The House on Haunted Hill? Do you remember that one?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that one
was a good one.
That one freaked me out, okay? And there was two reasons it freaked me out. First of all, because there was one point in time where the girl, like the camera and the guy crawls at her on the ceiling, right? Yeah. And the next thing you see her, she's all vivisected and put on display like in a wooden case. And that was real, right? Not her, but that was a real body, right? That was actually what they did. So that was a little bit like, oh, right? Like that was an actual medical piece that they took from a college, right?
Really?
Like, yeah, it was like those pieces where it was actually a human body. Jesus. And the other reason I was freaked out was you had that doctor who would shake his head really fast or whatever, right on the cameras. Okay, we were watching that at the same point in time. We lived in an apartment, and somebody ran across our front lawn in the middle of the night.
That would do it.
And it was like, oh, okay, we're done. We're done.
Yeah. It was funny.
It's a tough one.
Some movies are like Gage watched all the Scream movies, and he thinks it's a lot like Scooby Doo. It's like a whodunit.
Yeah, it is.
100%. The Ted Bundy documentary. You know what, Pebbles? I am a huge fan. Ted Bundy. Yeah. I'm a huge fan. Like, I used to have a book, and I wish I knew who I lent it to, but it was the Encyclopedia of Serial Killers, and I love reading about stuff like that. I love reading about the twisted minds of some people. And Ted Bundy, charming as hell.
Yeah,
charming as hell.
Until he injects a needle into you.
Absolutely. Who is the guy that they did Dahmer? They did a series on Dahmer, which was insanely well done.
Oh, that was the guy who played Quicksilver in X-Men.
It was. And they have another one coming out by the Monster series. They're doing Ed Gein. Now, Ed Gein was
the clown guy, right?
No. That's John Wayne Gacy. Ed Gein.
Okay.
Ed Gein was who Leatherface was based on, and Ed Gein.
There was a guy that was like Ed Leatherface was based on.
Yeah, so Ed Gein was skinning. He had lampshades made out of human flesh. He was messed up. And guess who's playing Ed Gein? Pebbles, you're gonna love this one. Guess who's playing Ed Gein? Charlie Hunnam.
Who's that?
Jax from Sons of Anarchy. He's going to play. Oh my God. You haven't watched Sons of Anarchy?
No.
Such a good
Manifest.
show. Yeah, you're going to watch it now.
Yeah. Manifest.
My hands don't work like that. I don't know. Maybe.
There we go. You're not Asian enough.
I'm not Asian enough. Ed Gein. Who? Ed Gein or Charlie Hunnam? Charlie Hunnam is the guy that played Jax on Sons of Anarchy. He's actually pretty good actor.
Saw that show. I never saw that show.
Get into it. It's loosely based on Hamlet.
I don't need to get into another TV show.
Get into it. I'm watching.
I just finished, like, what was that show? Landman, and
I'm watching a Mobland right now.
Oh, I was looking at that one, going, I just can't get started on that stuff. Because I'm gonna dig into it. I was watching Yellowstone and I was like, oh fuck.
We're doing Reacher right now, and The Rookie.
So good. Rookie, so good.
It's surprisingly
so
decent.
Good.
Like I can
Have
watch
you gotten
that
to that part where they're doing that song? Cop
like
Cuties?
No, I'm still in season 2.
Have you seen Cop Cuties?
No.
Oh, hold on here.
It'll happen.
Okay.
Hey, hang on. We got flagged. We got flagged on YouTube for showing clips of stuff.
Oh, did we?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Damn it.
I'm learning what to not get in shit with YouTube, because here's the thing.
You got to Google that.
Okay, Twitch is like no man's land. We can do whatever we want on Twitch. Facebook is okay. TikTok and YouTube get a little weird when we put clips of stuff. That's where we got in trouble.
You got it down. You got to go to YouTube and you look at the Cop Cuties, because you got Nathan Fillion, right? He's the cop, and then the Rookie. And there's a part where they do a song, and the guy is basically saying, "You're like a cop daddy and everything. Arrest me, but make it sexy, right?" It's hilarious.
Could you imagine? Like, that's not the life, but I mean, I love when
it's good.
Yeah, and here, you know what? Here's again. Let's go back to manifestation. Okay, Twitch link. It's my name, dude. My name, and I think Jayan's name are the. Jayan, what's your Twitch link?
I think it's my name.
Yeah, mine's my name because I'm not very.
I have everything. I think of my name. I think everything is in my name.
I got banned from YouTube. Not got banned. The video will never be shown on YouTube. The last one. Screw it. What are you going to show? Let's see it. Cop Cuties. What do you got? Do it.
Hold on. Let me get it.
We're not getting paid for this. I mean, Christ. Like, let's just show people.
What are they going to do? Fire us?
I can't get fired.
Okay. Hold on. I'll pull up the Cop Cuties here in a second. It's good. It's
manifesting us getting back on track. Okay, sorry guys.
Manifest.
Let's manifest our asses back on track. So I believe
we gotta watch this one. Cop Cuties. We got it.
You're gonna still get us banned on YouTube. Damn it, but that's fine.
Yeah,
this is what I'm learning. The best way to stream is on Twitch. I'm learning, and Facebook seems to be okay. They don't give half a shit what you're doing. Twitch is like the Wild West. I probably have to hit the button to get it going.
Hold on.
Yeah, be careful what you do when you hit Cop Cuties. This might be some R-rated.
It might be some really
shit. But it's YouTube. I don't think they show that. I don't think
YouTube. They don't have that stuff at all.
They don't.
Where is it? Here it is.
Cop Cuties.
Let me.
It sounds like strippers.
How?
You're on Facebook. It'll show up, but I'll probably get banned off YouTube again.
There we go.
I probably shouldn't be
setting tequila like this. Allowed to share window.
I gotta hit
window.
Oh,
okay.
Show on stream. Okay, what do you got? Okay.
The Rookie.
Click go on full screen.
This is good. Don't worry, it's good. It's worth it.
It's
worth being banned. Can you see it?
I can see it. It says click to exit full screen. Hit play. Of all the people on this stream, you should be the most technologically advanced. How come it's not playing? Okay, hit play.
You got it?
Yeah.
Is it playing?
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
You can see this?
Play. Yeah, hit play. Okay. Do it.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on.
You got no volume, dude. Sorry about my dumb cop show. You know what? It's fun, and the kids like it because there's not a lot of blood on it. Are you having troubles, Jayon? Okay, so here's what I do like. Go.
There, I stopped it.
Okay, now press play.
I did.
I didn't hear Jack.
What? Try it again. Can you see that?
Yeah, I got no volume on it.
You got no volume. You share it then. Can you share it?
Yeah, I can do it. Okay, let's knock your shit out.
Because it's not going to let me do anymore.
Okay. So
you do it.
You know what I liked about shows? And this is, again, let's talk about manifesting stuff. I believe that there's a lot of kids out there that decided they were going to be firefighters because they watch TV shows. I believe there's people out there that became cops because they watched TV shows. I believe there's a lot of people that became a lot of things because they were inspired by things and they saw themselves doing that later in life. Like there was always a kid that believed they're going to be whatever they're going to be in grade 9. And they ended up doing that. So you tell me, is that manifestation or is that doing the work?
I would say part of it is part of manifestation, part of it is doing the work, and part of it is also you have to have some obsession.
Obsession is the word that I was looking for.
Yeah.
So if you're obsessed with the idea of doing what you're doing, of making your goal happen, then it becomes reality. And I hate to say that if you tell a lie enough, it becomes the truth, right?
Dude, I lie to myself every fucking day.
Right. But here's the thing. If you tell yourself something enough, it becomes truth.
Yes.
So
it puts itself into your subconscious and your body will start to believe it. 100%. Right.
So again, are you lying or are you convincing yourself that that's the truth?
Damn straight. It's okay. Here's the simplest way to look at it is weightlifting. Okay. So I'm doing a strength training routine called dog crap. Okay. I told you about this before.
Right.
Okay? And before that, I work out, do weights, like it was, the standard, 3 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 8, right?
Whatever your ninja training is asking.
Whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then I started doing this sort of thing, and I realized there's no way in hell was I even close to working at the efficient to near failure. Okay.
Okay.
But back then, you had created this limitation on yourself. I've got to do 3 sets of 10, so I'm going to pace my time for the first 2 and go all out on the last one, and I'll get the 10 or whatever. So most of the work, you're self-restricting yourself. Okay.
For sure.
So with this one, is all you go to failure all the time, regardless of your numbers. And that's when I started realizing that I'm really not working hard enough on this shit. Okay. I'm not going all in. I'm not all in. So how do you manifest any change whatsoever if you're not all in on your belief structure?
Exactly. And if you again, if I tell myself that I can't lift that weight, I'm not going to lift the weight. If I tell myself that I can do it, like great example, that strongman that I do. There was a kid who, this kid probably weighed a bucket a quarter tops. Okay. He was a young kid and there was a bunch of us beasts doing the strongman. And he had the trap bar and he was pulling this up and this thing weighed way more than he did. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, he was a skinny dude, but this kid's into powerlifting and he, you know what? He nutted up and got in with the big boys and did a strongman, which was fantastic. Yep. He got on that.
What's that phrase? He said, nut it up.
Nut up or shut
up.
Nut
up and shut up.
Yes. Nut up or shut up. Go. So he got on the trap bar and the whole time he's saying, I can't lift this. I can't lift this. I can't lift this. And everybody, and all these guys, like 300 pounds, like, do it. You can do it. You got it.
Yeah.
As he's saying, there's no way I can't do this. And he snatched it up. Dude, the kid stole the show. Really? I bet you he was 13.
Wow.
He stole the show because he got through something he never thought he could do.
Yeah.
But again, you get enough positive reinforcement from somebody, like a bunch of gorillas that are lifting heavy weights, saying that you can do this, you're going to do it. And I think if we convince ourselves that we can do it, we can do it. It's going to happen.
Yep.
Is it going to be easy? Hell no. Can I put it out to the universe and say, hey, I'm going to do it? Yeah. There's so many barriers to one's dreams.
You still got to suffer. Yeah. You still got to suffer. I mean, that's why CrossFit is such a big thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you've done CrossFit, Harry? Have you?
Yeah. I'm gonna do some sessions this month actually.
Okay, great. Like I did CrossFit for the first time, and this was back in. It was 15 years ago. I did CrossFit for the first time. I drove to Winnipeg because there was no CrossFit in Brandon.
Right.
Okay. And the funny fact is, we were actually looking at doing a CrossFit gym 15 years ago.
Yep.
Okay. And running the clinic kind of around that, but we decided not to because it's too noisy, dropping weights. So I went to my first CrossFit session, did balls to the wall session, and I was toast. And the last exercise I had to do was pull-ups. I had to do a certain number of pull-ups, and I was gassed. I was totally gassed. and I had by weird fluke, I had a bridal party that had just finished their class up, and I was doing a one-on-one session with a trainer, and I'm trying to do these pull-ups. So I don't know, it's maybe like 40 pull-ups or something, and I'm just gassed. I'm trying to get them up there, and I couldn't do it anymore. And I had 10 girls start yelling at me because their coach started encouraging them. Cheer them on, let's go. So I had all these people cheering me on, and I pushed right through failure and just kept going. I couldn't do it anymore and kept going and going and going and completed it fully. Because that's what happens when someone's cheering you on.
Right. Who had the best personal cheerleader in any movie, in every movie, every time?
The best cheer. Oh, that's a good question. Okay. You tell me.
Adam Sandler had the best cheerleader in every movie he ever did.
You can do it.
Rob Schneider, every time. You can do it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bite his freaking head off.
Yeah. You can do it. Yeah, Rob Schneider, he is the god, right? Can you imagine what you would get done if your day started with Rob Schneider popping up and saying, "You can do it.
You can do it." Like that would be fantastic. You have that motivation because you can't stop because he said you could do it, so you're going to do it.
Yeah. It's a little bit of like, what was that Offspring song too?
Yeah, it's in there.
You can do it.
Pretty fly for a white guy.
Pretty fly for a white guy. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
you could change our ringtone.
You really should.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a good idea. Every time the phone rings, you can do it.
You know what? And why not? Why not? I mean,
I am not finding out. I can't think of a reason why not, because not only would it be motivational, but it'd be hilarious.
You know, my text message, you've probably heard my phone go off.
Yeah.
It's Al Pacino. Hoo-ha! And that has been in my ringtone for text messages and emails for years. Why?
That's awesome.
Because I think that if you could have someone in your life, Al Pacino telling you to get off your ass and do something would motivate you to get off your ass and do something.
So you heard about Al Pacino, eh? Like his financial planner embezzled all of his money.
Oh, really? He would kick the shit out of that guy.
He's broke, right? So he's back acting full time.
Mm-hmm. But he's Al Pacino.
So I mean, you could do it.
You can do it.
Al Pacino is in his 70s.
But also, didn't Al Pacino also
cancer,
do the? Didn't he also do the Al Pacino Frappuccino in one of Adam Sandler's movies? This is the lowest point of his career.
Oh, I don't know. Really?
He's in one of his, and it was just a shitty scene, but he did it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You know what?
$20 is $20.
$20 is $20, and I do believe this though. You convince yourself you can do it. If you have the right people around you saying that you can do it, you're going to do it. If you have people that are around you that are negative as shit, you know what? Axe them because they're doing nothing for you. And there are people that are jealous of you. And I hate to use the word jealousy because it's a terrible word. And jealousy is the worst emotion to have. I agree
with that. Yeah, for sure. You're right.
It is. So if you have somebody saying, why would you do that? And they're talking shit about you, you know what? I do not have enough room in my life for anybody who's gonna shit on my parade when you're sitting there hating your life and not doing anything that you want to do. If you want to have a food truck, have a food truck. If you want to do this, do that. Don't tell me you can't. And here's the thing. If you had to be broke, not broke like you can't pay your bills, but you got nothing extra.
Really bad broke, like you got nothing. Yeah.
Right. But you had to scrape by to fulfill your dream. Would you do it? Most people wouldn't.
No. Most people don't know. Like that's the thing. They don't lean over the edge hard enough. You know?
They don't.
They don't know. They don't even know where the edge is because they're so self-medicated on personal doubt that they have no desire to push things to the edge.
You know what I love about kids? They have dreams.
Yep.
And nothing, and there's no noise telling them that they can't do it.
No.
When did we allow the noise?
When we started listening to the people around us, especially parents or who are mentors or people that we trusted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. You know, like I have a very big theory because I personally feel this is esoteric and a little bit off topic, but kids see ghosts. Okay. And I think they truly do. And I think that as they get older, we teach them out of it. Okay. There are the monsters under your bed. There are the things that you see in the corner. There are those things, but we as parents come up and say, no, there's nothing there. You're being silly. Grow up.
Don't you think that if we accepted the fact that we had monsters, we could deal with them?
Yep. Because it's the fear of the unknown that scares us, not the monster that's in the closet.
Of course it is. Like we convince ourselves that no, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yep.
Even when it's not
Yep.
fine.
Yeah.
Like, why do we do that? As adults, we convince ourselves that things are okay when we really need to get our shit together and accept the fact that we might have screwed up. We might have gotten ourselves off track, and we're the problem.
Because that's the scariest thing in the world. It's called accountability.
And we're lacking accountability. So people do the old, well, you know what? It's because of the system. It's because of this.
Yeah.
It's because of that.
It's the
Bullshit,
patriarchy
dude.
or whatever
I have seen people start businesses. I have seen people fail in businesses. And guess what? They start another one.
Well, let's look at it this way. We could talk about the patriarchy holding people back till forever. But both you and I are in female-dominated occupations.
100%.
Let's start talking about some of the problems that we've gone through. And it's, but nobody wants to have that because it's not convenient and it's not easy to talk about.
It's not. Do you know why? Do you know one of the reasons that I got funding for taking hairdressing? It was because I was a guy.
Really?
Yep. I got funding because they said there are so few men doing this. Chances are you're going to get a job. Okay.
That's fair.
I'll take it. I was like a DEI hire.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. Right.
100%. 100%.
That's what you get, right? So
that's what I get. But I think
that's how it is.
It is. And I think that when you have you have this belief in your, like, we have beliefs, then we have the truth, right? And even going back to the Tony Robbins thing I did, I can believe your beliefs are bullshit. They're bullshit because you believe this, but what's the truth? Well, I don't think I can. I did. Yes, I had hair when I started doing hair. Then I started going bald and I shaved it off. But your beliefs are actual bullshit. So if I believe that because of the government, or because of the interest rates, or because of I've got a full-time job, I've got 2 full-time gigs, like I'm busy, I can't have a food truck.
Yeah,
that's bullshit. No, I could. What do I need to do? I need to prioritize some stuff, and I need to cut back on this to make this happen. Will it require sacrifice? Yes, it will. Am I willing to make that sacrifice? Most people aren't. I'm not going to get a food truck. I'm just telling you, that's a thing. But you have to make
sacrifice. Thought maybe like a pierogi stand or something.
Dude, if I could just cook pierogies all day and put smiles on people's faces, I swear to Christ,
I'd be happy. Instead of a lemonade stand or something, you can start small. It doesn't have to be a food truck right off the hop.
Okay, tell me who doesn't like a pierogi? Everybody likes a pierogi. It's a Ukrainian dumpling.
It's universal. It's universal, right?
So I'm not saying we do this, but let's just say you had we've got people that are without.
Yep.
You imagine having like a hot dog cart that just kept the pierogies simmering in their butter and onions, and you just went to like homeless account. Like, who the hell wouldn't be happy to have pierogies for a change? But like, dude, you want some pierogies?
No, like why the hell does somebody not do that? We do that sort of thing where we drop off food or whatever at a shelter.
Right.
Fuck, how cool would that be? Just get a couple of people to get a couple of crock pots and just show up and be like, hey guys, pierogies.
Want some pierogies?
Here we go. Want pierogies? Just random.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Who wouldn't appreciate that? We should just do a pierogi day and just set up a little stand and give pierogies away to the homeless or people who are needy.
Here's the problem: we get shut down for not having a food truck. We get shut down for not doing it in a commercial kitchen. Isn't that the bitch of it?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Then again, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission sometimes.
They're not going to arrest us. We just got to run really fast.
Who doesn't like? Honestly, it's the perfect food. It's got lots of carbs. It's heavy and dense.
Yeah,
they're tasty as all shit. And oh my God, can you imagine pierogies for the homeless?
That'd be great. We should start a club, start a bar. We should start a bar, right? Start a restaurant and just pierogies for our homeless. And if somebody comes to arrest us, we'll throw sauerkraut at them. You there?
Sit in here and have some pierogies, and we'll let these freeze. We got some instability issues happening, guys.
No,
and I don't know what's going on. Oh, you prick.
Yeah.
Pierogies for
pierogies for the homeless.
Who doesn't love a pierogi? I'm telling you.
We should set up like on, I don't know, like set up
on roster.
Just have a little roster. Just give
do you know anybody downtown that would let us set up a steam table and just have pierogies and say, here, eat?
I've got a few connections. I think that'd be kind of fun. So
if Emmy's watching, oh my God,
we should message Emmy.
It would take a shit ton of pierogies, but I mean,
it would be a lot of pierogies. I bet we could find some sponsors on that, though.
Oh my God! Now,
pierogi day.
Is this a tequila talking? Am I saying, hey, let's do this? It's a possibility. We could do it.
How many? Seriously, pierogies are not that expensive.
They're cheap.
And it's just if you give 2 pierogies a person, 3 pierogies.
Oh, everybody needs 6. Don't give me that
6
shit.
pierogies. So I mean, really, if we had a few hundred pierogies,
600 pierogies would do it.
Yeah, that'd be
600 pierogies would put smiles on people's faces.
How much does 600 pierogies cost?
I don't know, $50. Maybe.
Why is
I don't
nobody
know.
doing this? Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
We should message Emmy and be like, we want to do a free food day, free pierogi day.
Brent's in. He would help out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We need a steam table. We need a power outlet.
Yeah.
And all we have to do is
set it up over in Princess Park. There we go.
Pre-cook the pierogies until we all get arrested for giving away free pierogies.
Yeah, then we start running with the food truck and tossing pierogies at people.
The problem is if we're running with the steam table, we get hot butter and onions on us.
Yeah,
that's not a bad food. It's easy. It's so easy.
It's very simple. It's better than Bannock.
Bannock has its place.
At least there's vegetables. There's vegetables and pierogies.
What's the date? Okay, here's the thing. This is an idea. Tell you what, Jay, if you can make the arrangements, we can make this happen. And let's just. Oh, you know what? I already got the sour cream. You know the ketchup bottles that you squeeze? You put the sour cream in there and then you just.
That's smart. That's really good.
Of course, there's rules involved, but here's the thing: are you going to arrest me for giving people pierogies?
Yeah, exactly.
Please do.
Just don't get caught.
Princess Park on East. Okay, that's coming pretty close, guys. Let's. We're literally here at 10 o'clock at night having crazy ideas, but again, if you had to give something really didn't potatoes save Ireland during the famine?
They did. I mean, they almost killed Ireland too. So I mean, there's that, right? But I mean, yes, you're right.
Okay, you tell you what, you talk to Emmy, I'll talk to the city, and if we can make this thing happen, we could. Why not? It's a couple hours.
Pierogies for homeless day,
pierogies for homeless, and if someone, if you're not homeless, then you have to pay, and that goes to the homeless people.
That's fair. No, go some more pierogies.
What do you have anything that you can think of? There's nothing easy about Chinese food.
Well, you got deep fry stuff, so that's what makes it tough, right?
No, you just simmer these. You simmer these ass.
Just crock pot them, right?
You boil them and then you simmer those bad boys in butter and onions and just let them happen.
That's so easy.
People are interested. That's an awesome idea with this. Yeah, in the ketchup bottle, you just squeeze it on your. More than just a hat rack up here, I'm telling you.
You could probably do that. It wouldn't mean it was sauerkraut, but you had to blend it up.
The sauerkraut?
Yeah, you blend it up and it's almost like relish.
And squirt it on your.
It'd be like relish. Why not?
Yeah, you gotta have
convenience.
No, you do the sauerkraut. No, we make sauerkraut filled pierogies instead of potato.
Oh, you want to make them? Why?
No. I'm not gonna make them. This would be a thing where we talk to some people and say, hey, who wants to supply some pierogies for this? And I know some people.
Yeah, there's a few people we can connect to it.
Before this goes public and people think that we're actually doing it, this is an idea.
We're not saying this is going to happen at all. So
but it's not
that out there.
But again, it's a hearty meal for somebody, and
there's worse ideas out there. Absolutely, there's terrible ideas, and this isn't a bad one, right?
Beans would be a bad idea.
That'd be bad. Bad for everyone.
Yeah, but pierogies, who the hell doesn't like a pierogi? And that's where I put them on skewers. Here's your 6 on a stick. Here you go. Here you go.
That's your test bed or do people want it?
It's not a
No, you can't
terrible
do
idea.
skewers. You don't need
Now
anyone getting stabbed or
You're
something.
just gonna stab someone. Never
So,
mind.
I don't know. It's just not safe.
What do you just give him a handful of pierogi? Say, here, take it.
Open your hands. Open your pockets.
Hey, open your pockets. I'll stuff your pot. It's like Baba. Just put one of these in your pocket. It's like Werther's.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. This is where the conversation goes off the rails so bad with us. Because
but everyone had a Baba. I'm not Chinese, and God, I knew everyone's Babas too back in the day, right?
Absolutely. So okay, people in chat that are hanging out that are from town. If we did something as silly as this, not silly, it'd be good. It'd be a good thing to do, right? It'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And
would it be frowned upon? Would people frown on that though?
Who's gonna shit on us for giving people pierogies?
I don't care, but it's just what is the general opinion going to be on that sort of thing?
Are we doing it just to?
Are we doing it because we want to be weird, or is it because it's look, it's making a difference and actually help some people?
It's a treat. How about that? It's a treat. Yeah. It's not your standard bologna on a bun. It's a treat. Tell you what.
When's a National Pierogi Day or something?
I wish there was one.
Is there? There's got to be when is National Pierogi Day? Okay, let me ask ChatGPT. Right. When is National Pierogi Day? There has to be one. October 8th. October 8th.
October 8th is National Pierogi Day?
October 8th is National Pierogi Day.
Okay, guys. Okay, before we get silly with this, do you think a cooler of cooked pierogies, you know what? I think a steam table to keep those bastards simmering. Is this not a bad idea? It's such a hearty meal for someone, and it's cheap as shit.
I mean, you can just do it at the Samaritan House.
You know what? I'd say do it in front of the biz. Yeah. Do it right on roster.
Yeah. That would work too. You just have a restaurant that you could just cook the pierogies in, though. Or kitchen.
Genuinely generous menu. Here's the thing, Pebbles. First of all, I've got about...
Yeah, we've been drinking, so let's not
8 ounces of tequila. 8 ounces of tequila in my system.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I do believe in helping. Okay. I do hold charity events. I do things to do it. And honestly, I do a lot of my shit under the wire. The people that know me know that I do it, but I don't do it for any kind of clout. I think that if you have the ability to help, and I've taught our kids this, if you can help, you help, whatever the hell it is.
Yep.
And if it's a matter of saying,
it doesn't have to be a lot, it has to be something.
It has to be something. Like it's not hard to be nice. It's really easy to be an asshole, but even that takes effort.
Yeah.
Just be nice. Yes. If all it's okay, let's just say we did something let's just say we decided, you know what, we're going to do this and figure out the logistics of it. The benefit to us is very minimal. The benefit to our kids seeing us do this is the benefit.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing. Let's lead by example.
Yeah. I mean, if all we do is do something nice and our kids see that we're doing something nice, and again, I'm greedy because I want our kids to see us do nice things for people. We do something like that, and suddenly, why do you do this? Like Bo asked me once when I was huffing all the shit for the strongman. She goes, why do you do this all the time? I go, because this kid is sick. We're going to grant this kid a dream. And this kid and that family is going to remember those guys, not me. Yep. They're going to remember those guys that are out there huffing and throwing the weight around. I'm hosting this thing. That's why. And guess what? Chloe, the little girl we did the strongman for last year, her and her family went to Disney World in March.
That's great. Yeah.
So
fantastic.
But I think, okay, we're getting off topic, but okay, let's what's the word we're using that's giving us the hearts? Manifest. Let's manifest something that we can do that's just kind of weird but nice.
Yeah. Weird, goofy, kind of quirky, and just fun for a good time.
And I think the best way to do that would be to not announce it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Because then you get a crowd. Just say, hey, you want some? Yeah. Take some.
Yeah. Keep it quiet and just randomly one day pop up.
I bet you we can get a kitchen to help us.
Probably.
We don't think we're not prepping. We're just heating them up.
Yeah.
Let's put a pin in that and think about it. Okay, guys, let's wrap this up for the night. I think that
we gotta get out of here too. So
yeah, here's what I believe, guys. I believe can you manifest things and make them reality by wishing for it and dreaming for it? Not 100%. Do I think that if you tell yourself that it's happening, you have no choice but to make it happen, and you're going to.
If you tell yourself the story and you truly believe it, then you're going to make the actions necessary to accomplish it.
100%. Like Pebbles, she's in school at 42 or 41. She told herself she can do it, and she's doing it. That's how it works.
No.
If you tell yourself you're going to do it, it's going to happen, and it doesn't, you're going to blame the world for it not happening. That's not the world's issue. That's a you issue. Pebbles is putting in the work, and high five and a fist bump to Pebbles, because she's doing something at her age that most people wouldn't
even try. Exactly.
Right. So my thought is, I believe, yes, you can put it out there, but unless you put yourself on the path that's going to get you there, it ain't going to happen. Jay, what's your thought?
You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it.
Guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Sorry we had some technical issues, but I got a really heavy one for next week, man. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to talk about some stuff that's going to piss a lot of people off, which is fantastic. That's what we do. Guys, thanks for coming in, and we'll get you next week, provided I don't get hit by a bus or lightning or anything else.
Yep. See you guys. Manifest.
Cheers. Manifest. Oh, get the heart. Do it.
Manifest. It's not working.
There you go. Hearts for everybody. Okay, guys.
Have a good night.